This is the third and final part of the story that I started 2 episodes before, that is, which started in the episode called Paul the Mad Boy, and this will be the concluding part. And at the end of this part I will offer some suggestion. Therefore I will urge all of you to view this video and listen to the suggestion that I will offer and think about it and see whether this solution works for you or not. Now, those of you who didn't watch the previous 2 episodes called Paul the Mad Boy and Where Was God, I want to inform you that when I was a child I severely suffered under SAD, and in my school life one of my teacher gave me the title Paul the Mad Boy because I was suffering in SAD, and due to this title I suffered lots of humiliation during 5 years of schooling. When I moved to a new college I was able to breathe freely, because in college nobody knew that I was called Paul the Mad Boy in my school. So I at last I found some happiness, but this happiness presented me with a new emotional trauma, and this trauma was like that when I came to realize how I suffered all the humiliation in my school life. I felt lots of anger inside me, and I really wanted to see some retribution. I really wanted to take some revenge. I really wanted to see some punishment, but I was too afraid to do any kind of revenge. And at the same time I saw that God was nowhere to be found. God was just sleeping. God was not hearing to any of my prayer, and nothing was happening. This incident created a lot of mental depression inside me, and I thought that all of this happened in my childhood because I did some grave sin in my previous life, and that is why I am suffering in this life. And this thought was so severe that I really wanted to end my life. I really prayed to God to end my life so that all the miseries would end. I wished I could have some solution which will not require God, and at the same time not require my intervention, but will provide me a solution. I was waiting and waiting, and all those years I looked for that solution, but it never came, until one day I found a book. This book was a book of Proverbs, and it listed lots of proverbs, and at the same time it also listed their explanations. Now I was reading one day when I read this proverb called what goes around comes around, and under that proverb there was this explanation: when we stand in front of a huge mountain and say something, these words echo back to us, and no matter how long it will take, but still it will definitely echo. And the book also says that our life is, our actions are like that echo. No matter what we do to other people, it will definitely come back to us. If we do some good to other people, then we will receive the same or more good from other people. On the other hand, if we do some bad to other people, then we will receive the equal or more bad from other people. Now this solution gave me some hope, because this was such a solution that requires neither God nor my intervention. As if this proverb is true, then I will have to do nothing. That person will suffer his own consequences. I was really beginning to see light at the end of the tunnel, and I thought I will experiment with this proverb. At that time I was taking one cooking course in an institution, and there was a madam, a teacher, who took part in a cooking contest and got the first prize. So I thought I will experiment with this madam. I presented my madam with 3 sticks of roses, and I thought if this proverb is true, then I will definitely get such rose in return from someone in future. And I was waiting, and after 6 months time I took part in a cooking competition myself and got the first prize, and to my sheer amazement I received a huge bouquet of flowers from the head of the institute. Now you may think that this was just a coincidence. As a matter of fact, I also thought that it was just a coincidence until another event happened that solidified my belief in this proverb. I have one relative, one uncle, who is a really wealthy person, and everyone knows him in the city. He is a popular figure. Now he is also a person who has this superiority complex, and he thinks that he is the only real man, and everyone around him is just a piece of shit. And he especially loathed me because I was a good student all through my academic career, and that is why he couldn't stand me. Each and every time when he saw me, he invented some ways to humiliate me, and this continued for a long time. Now it happened that my uncle has one son, and he always thought high about his son. Suddenly one day I heard that his son appeared in the secondary school examination, and the result was out, and he failed in that examination. This was a great shocking news to me, because no one, absolutely no one could have ever thought that that boy would fail. This was so humiliating to my uncle that he locked himself into his room for almost a week. In that week he could not meet to anyone else. And when I heard that news, I sit down in a quiet place and started to think, and I realized that this was his just punishment. I might have killed that uncle, but it would never create that humiliation that my uncle suffered due to the failure of his son. This was his due punishment and his due reward. And this incident solidified my my belief on this proverb, and I knew for sure that it is true, that what goes around comes around. And after I believed in this proverb, then I get myself free from all those year-long trauma and mental distress that I suffered because of this foreword, Paul the Mad Boy. Now this is the end of the story. I wish I could discuss the solution in this part, but if I start to do that, then the length of the video will be more than 10 minutes and I will not be able to upload the video. Therefore I will continue discussing the solution in the next episode, and I hope everyone will come and watch this episode and think about the solution that I will present in the coming episode.